Alright, let's talk about Netflix. You know it, you love it. It's that big red N on your TV, your phone, your tablet. Probably even on your smart fridge at this point. Can you believe it? Over 270 million people around the world are subscribed to Netflix. That's more people than the entire population of Brazil. It's wild. We spend our weekends binge-watching, our weeknights catching up on new movies. And we're always asking each other, hey, what are you watching on Netflix? It has totally changed the game. It's like the one friend who always has a great movie recommendation, and they live inside your remote control. But have you ever stopped and wondered where it all came from? It feels like it's been here forever, right? But it hasn't. Not that long ago, watching a movie meant a whole different thing. You had to go to a store, a physical store. Can you imagine? You'd walk down the aisles, hoping the movie you wanted was still there and not rented out. Then you had to worry about late fees. Oh, the late fees, they were the worst. Netflix came along and basically said, hey, what if we made all of that go away? It's a true Hollywood story, but for the business world. Think about it. Before Netflix, TV shows came on once a week, at a specific time. If you missed it, you missed it. Maybe you could catch a rerun, maybe. Now, we have entire seasons dropping at once. We are the masters of our own TV schedule. We decide when the show starts, when it pauses, and when we watch the next episode. Want to watch a whole season of Stranger Things in one go? Go for it. Nobody's stopping you. This complete shift in how we watch stuff is all because of this one company that had a really smart idea. So how did this happen? How did we go from waiting by the mailbox for a little red envelope to streaming thousands of movies and shows instantly? It wasn't magic, even though it feels like it. It was a journey with some brilliant ideas, some big risks, and a couple of guys who just really didn't like late fees. It's a story about seeing the future and building it, one DVD and then one stream at a time. Let's get into it, because it's a pretty incredible story. You're gonna love this. Okay, so picture this. It's 1997. The internet is a thing, but it makes a lot of screechy dial-up noises. Two guys, Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph, are driving around, trying to come up with a business idea. The story, the legend, is that Reed got a huge late fee on a movie he rented. It was Apollo 13 and it was 6 weeks late. $40 for one movie. He was thinking, there has to be a better way, and that was the spark. He thought about a gym membership. You pay one flat fee each month and you can go as much as you want. What if you could do that with movies? So, they had this idea. What if you could rent movies through the mail? No late fees, ever. You just keep it as long as you want. When you're done, you mail it back, and they send you the next one on your list. It sounds simple now, but back then, it was genius. They had to test it out. So what did they do? They went to a music store, bought a CD, they couldn't find a DVD yet, put it in a greeting card envelope, and mailed it to Reed's house. They were just hoping it wouldn't break. 24 hours later, it arrived. Perfectly fine. And boom. The idea for Netflix was born. They launched the website in 1998. It was the world's first online DVD rental store. At first, you could rent movies one by one, kind of like the old video stores. But the real game changer came in 1999 when they introduced the monthly subscription model. You paid one price, and you could keep a few DVDs at a time. As soon as you mailed one back in its little red envelope, they'd ship the next one from your queue. People loved it. No more driving to the store, no more late fees. The movies came right to your house. It was amazing. This whole DVD by mail thing was a huge hit. It was so convenient. You'd make a list online of all the movies you wanted to see, and they would just show up in your mailbox like a little surprise gift. The red envelopes became iconic. Seeing one in your mail was the best part of the day. It meant movie night was on. This was the beginning of Netflix taking on the big guys, like Blockbuster. They were the little company that could, sending out movies and changing how people thought about renting. They were just getting started. So, Netflix is crushing it with the DVDs. The red envelopes are everywhere. But Reed Hastings, this guy is always thinking about the next big thing. He saw that the internet was getting faster and faster. He knew that one day, people wouldn't want to wait for a DVD to arrive in the mail. They would want to watch movies and shows instantly, right on their computers. This was way back in the early 2000s. He was already planning for a future without any physical discs at all. People thought he was crazy, but he was getting ready for the streaming revolution. In 2007, it finally happened. Netflix introduced its Watch Now feature. At first, it was a little limited. You only had about 1,000 titles to choose from, and you had to watch them on a computer. The quality wasn't amazing, and your internet had to be pretty good. But it was a start. It was the first step into a whole new world. You could click a button and a movie would just play. No waiting for the mail, no DVDs to handle. It was like magic. This was the moment that Netflix began its transformation from a shipping company into a tech company. The company worked super hard to make streaming better and available everywhere. They made deals to get their app on everything video game consoles like the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, smart TVs, and then of course, smartphones and tablets. This was huge. Suddenly you could watch Netflix not just on your computer, but on your big screen TV in the living room or on your phone during your commute. They were putting Netflix right at everyone's fingertips, no matter where they were. The convenience was just unbeatable. Why rent a movie when you had a whole library ready to go? This shift to streaming was the real knockout punch to the old way of doing things. Video rental stores like Blockbuster just couldn't keep up. They were stuck with physical stores and late fees, while Netflix was flying into the future. By 2011, streaming had become more popular than renting DVDs for Netflix subscribers. The little red envelopes were starting to fade away as instant watching took over. Netflix had successfully predicted the future, and instead of getting left behind, they built the path for everyone else to follow. Okay, so Netflix is the king of streaming, but they realized something. They were paying a lot of money to movie and TV studios to license their content, and sometimes those studios would take their shows back. So Netflix thought, what if we made our own shows? What if we became the studio? This was a massive, risky idea, but they went for it. In 2013, they released their first big original series, House of Cards. They didn't just release one episode a week. No. They dropped the entire season all at once. Get out of here! This binge-watching model was revolutionary. People went crazy for it. They could watch the whole story on their own schedule. After House of Cards came Orange is the New Black, and then Stranger Things, The Crown, and so many more. These weren't just any shows. They were huge, award-winning hits that everyone was talking about. Netflix became a place not just to watch old favorites, but to find your new favorite show. They started making their own movies too, with big stars and huge budgets. They weren't just a tech company anymore, they were a major Hollywood player. With a library full of amazing original content, Netflix set its sights on the rest of the world. They started expanding, country by country. First Canada, then Latin America, then Europe. Their goal was to be everywhere. It was a huge challenge. They had to translate shows into dozens of languages, figure out what people in different countries wanted to watch, and navigate all sorts of local rules. But they did it. In 2016, at one big event, they announced they had launched in 130 new countries, all at the same time. It was an incredible moment. Netflix was now a truly global company. Today, Netflix has completely changed how we experience entertainment. It made binge-watching a normal thing. It showed that streaming could be the main way we watch TV. And it turned a California DVD rental service into a global studio that creates shows and movies loved by hundreds of millions of people. From a $40 late fee for Apollo 13 to a worldwide entertainment giant, the story of Netflix is all about looking ahead, taking big risks, and changing the rules of the game. So, next time you're scrolling through and trying to decide what to watch, Just remember the crazy journey it took to get all of that to your screen. It's pretty cool, right?